Well, that might be on my end because now it's static. And when I heard her say, hello, everyone, and welcome everyone to today's session. Let me take off my glasses because I can see here good.
Your
I'm
volume,
hearing
I
some
guess it
static
must
in
be
them.
really something on my end because the volume is like really, really low. Let's see.
Okay,
Okay,
let's
we're
see.
good. Can you hear me?
Let me hold on. Let me see. Can I pause
I
the
can hear you now.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, but okay. All right. I'm gonna resume again then. Let's try this again. All right. Look, static noise here, but we're going to go on anyway. Technology. Welcome again, everyone, to today's session. Listen, we're going to bypass the pleasantries and go straight to the core of why we are here today. So you see, our topic today is contemporary leadership and the crisis of character. I got to say that topic again: contemporary leadership and the crisis of character. That is profound. All right, real quickly, there go the introduction. I am Dr. CJ Lee. I am the CEO and founder. I'm not going to go read all of that. I highlighted my book here. You can look. There's some great information in my book, as I've been told. It's just not for teachers. But I want to drop down to the bottom line. I put out a snippet of our mission statement, and I always drop to that bottom line, and I update it. Equipping and empowering the next generation of effective, influential, emerging leaders for the marketplace is our assignment. That is 100% factual. 100%. I see, Tanika, you have a question here. Not in slide mode. Okay, let me put it in slide mode. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Slideshow. All right. All right. Thank you, TL. All right. So I've also included our website here. You please visit our website. Great information on the website. And I also included our email address. If you have any questions, any comments, you can also email us and we try to get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. All right. Let me see what my next screen is. All right. We're going right here. I mean, before I go in, I always get my little notes here. And I want to give a key nugget from the late Dr. Miles Monroe, a key leadership nugget. He says, each of us was created to rule, govern, control, master, manage, and lead our environments. So think on that. Let me read that, make sure, because I know I talk fast, so let me go a little slow. Each of us was created to rule, govern, control, master, manage, and lead our environments. That's a powerful nugget right there. Key leadership nugget. And I put down here, I did what they call a leadership dictionary. And it says it's a when we talk about contemporary leadership and the crisis of character. I don't have this on the slide. These are my notes that I researched. So just kind of listen up. This is the leadership dictionary says it is a systemic problem where corporations and organizations prioritize hard competencies. Listen, intelligence, technical skills, and quarterly targets. Let me read that again. It is a systemic problem where corporations and organizations prioritize competencies, meaning intelligence, technical skills, and quarterly targets over moral and ethical foundation like integrity, humility, and empathy. Traits that every leader need daily. I got a few talking points here. We're talking about our current leadership challenges in the world today. You might agree and you might disagree, and that's fine, but it's factual. We are navigating a complex global landscape in which, listen, in which many leaders lack genuine character. You ain't got to say amen because I know we ain't in church, but hey, if you give me a hands up, you agree. If not, hey, that's fine. The issue we face stems not from a shortage of talent. We're not shortage of talent. Listen, but from a significant failure in authentic leadership. That is 100% true. Do you hear me? 100% true. Now, I had to write down my own personal statement here. Okay? Listen, we the people, listen, I said we, I didn't say you, I said we the people have failed to hold our leadership accountable, resulting in a significant leadership crisis. We're not holding them accountable. And here go my reason why I said that. Many hesitate to speak out for fear of retaliation, reprisal, accusations of insubordination, or losing their job when they challenge authority. We should not be retaliated against. It shouldn't be you shouldn't threaten to fire me because I disagree with you as my leader. I'm not being insubordinate. I got values, I got morals, and I totally disagree. That's me, y'all. I'm saying that. But there's a saying that goes, if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. And that is so true. I stand for truth. I firmly believe that leaders, listen, and this is me, maybe I got a little attitude with it, I don't know. But let me see here what I see in a chat here. I'm trying to watch. Right. All right. Me too. True. Amen. Thank you. I mean, not amen. I get so excited. I'll be all amen. But anyway. All right. Let's go here. I firmly believe that leaders who resort to bullying and manipulation, this is me again, this is my statement. I'm going to read it again. I firmly believe that leaders who resort to bullying and manipulation are nothing but cowards. They lack both strength and confidence in their abilities. It is evident that some leaders occupy their position through wealth, family connection, or coercion rather than merit. It's time we demand, come on now, it is time that we demand better from our leaders, whether you're from the government all the way down to the local government, even in the church, and even parents. Listen, mothers and fathers, children got to demand respect. We want our children to respect us. We still got to show respect to our kids. All right. Then I put down here the need for thoughtful action. TL, are you saying anything? Okay, I see your fingers moving.
Oh yeah. Am I static and still?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. I was just saying, when I was just thinking about if you, you know, you were talking about cowards. I was just trying to go back to that right there. But anytime I'll just start there. Even thinking about, if you are a coward, you doing this, you retaliating. That is a perfect sign that you shouldn't be nobody's leader.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Because if no if your employees cannot challenge you, which as a leader you should want them to challenge you, to be quite
Mm-hmm.
honest, you know what I'm saying. You
Mm-hmm.
should want them to challenge the policies if there's unfairness and things of that nature. But if you expect your people to just be quiet, be still, just come to work, do your job, don't say a mumbling word, then you should not be occupying that leadership position. You should be doing the same thing that you want your people to do.
All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. And I do apologize everyone for the static. I don't your technology, so we're gonna work that out and get. I'm gonna send a ticket into Zoom to see if it's on Zoom then. All right. Thank you for that, Tia. That is so true. Don't threaten me because I disagree with you. We have rights. We have rights as employees. All right. The need for thoughtful action. A careless approach is evidence in today's leadership where the pursuit of quick results often overshadow vital moral consideration. We have a crisis between competency and versus character. Y'all hear me? There is a crisis between competency and character. The illusion of leadership. Leaders may initially project charisma. Listen to this. This is so true. Leaders may initially project charisma and strength, but often falter under ethical scrutiny. Their polished exteriors can mask deep. Listen, let me read that again. That sounds good. Their polished exteriors can mask deeper issues of integrity. Mm. Then there's a critical shortage. Okay. The real challenge for many corporations and organizations today, it is when we talk about shortage, listen what I'm saying about the shortage. The real challenge for many corporations and organizations today lies not in the absence of skilled administrators, but in the lack of integrity amongst their leaders. The bottom line, a crisis of character among leaders is an institutional threat that demands our urgent attention. That is so true. And if you was on last week or you listened to the replay, I gave you there are 11 core character architectures. And I gave the first character, which is judgment. But this week is integrity. Walking your talk. You are honest. Your action matches your word. You hear that saying that actions speak louder than words. Your actions matches your word, and you stand by your values, even when a shortcut would be easier. All right. Those are my few notes that I have. And we're going to dive on in here to this here PowerPoint here. All right. What do we mean by contemporary leadership and the crisis of character? Um, let me see, I gotta move my little screen up here because it's in my way here so I can read my notes here. I kind of just hit on that, the first one, the competency versus character. But let's jump down here to erosion of public trust. From corporate greed to political corruption, systematically dismantling institutional credibility and collective trust. Listen, when we as leaders, when we lose our employees' trust, they lose confidence in us, and it can cause the morale to go down, production to produce, performance to just lag. So we want to be careful because when we lose employees' trust and we lose the public trust, then the profits start declining. So we have to be careful. Okay, then today the pressing challenge of modern corporation organization is like again, it's dealing with the deficiency of integrity. That's what the whole key thing is. And listen here, I recall reading in the late Dr. Miles Monroe book, I recall reading a profound statement by Bernard Baruch. He was a businessman and advisor to the U.S. presidents. He stated, "Whatever failures I have known, whatever errors I have committed, whatever follies I have witnessed in public and private life, have been the consequences of actions without thoughts." We need to ponder that. And any of the screens, you can feel free to take screenshots of it. All right. Let's go on to my next here. Continually talking about in Dr. Miles Monroe book, he said in the dynamic drama of contemporary leadership playing on the world stage today, there are many characters who like character. I'm going to read that again. I thought that was so good. In the dynamic drama of contemporary leadership playing on the world stage today, there are many characters, and it's not in the movie. We're talking about real life stuff here, okay? There are many characters who like character. If we are honest with ourselves, a lack of strong leadership has made a mess of our world. Hmm? All right, ITL, I'm not gonna I'm gonna look. You can like I say, any notes, anything, a screenshot, you feel free to take. You know, that got down here. Let's examine 3 essential traits urgently needed in our world today: competency, effectiveness, and vision. All of them are needed. All of them are needed when we say we want to be effective leaders. All right. The omit component, the more force.
I will say
Go ahead.
on the previous screens and talking about the essential traits, most have competency and vision and lack that middle,
Woo!
effectiveness.
Mhm. That is
Mm-hmm.
so true. Woo, man,
Mm-hmm.
so true. So true. All right. The omitted component, more force. Listen to this here. And this is, I got this from Dr. Miles Monroe book as well. And I kind of add something to it if you can see that book. The power of character in leadership. You might
Mm-hmm.
be interested and you can go on Google, not Google, but Amazon. You can get it from Amazon. But across the globe, we are witnessing a troubled trend of leaders collapsing under ethical and moral scrutiny. And that is so, that's 100% true. That is, this book was written in, let's see here, I want to say, um, in 2003, 26 years ago. And it's in the ethical and moral scrutiny is collapsing right today, right before our face. Many start strong, projecting an image of competency, yet ultimately they crash and burn. Numerous leaders have built reputation on a smokescreen of integrity. Not true. They falsify, they fake, they phony, only to reveal their true lack of substance. What lies beneath their polished exterior, again, as I stated earlier, is a stark deficiency in genuine character and accountability. They omitted the moral forces component. Leadership is central in our world. Again, the late Dr. Miles Monroe made mention how leadership is central in our world. And he stated that the contemporary crisis of character and leadership is alarming because larger of leaders largely determine the direction, security, and prosperity of culture, of our society and nation.
Yeah.
Here are powerful. You want to say something?
No.
Okay. Here are powerful concepts Dr. Monroe shared about the central role of leadership in human society. Listen, he said, nothing happens without leadership. We need our leaders, but we need effective leaders. Leaders that's not going to compromise, go with the flow, and go with the trend. That's what you say, TL. We need leaders established. Nothing succeeds without leadership. Leaders develop ideas. Nothing is altered or transformed without leadership. Leaders are crucial for driving change and transformation. Nothing develops without leadership. Leaders take initiative to implement innovation and build. Nothing advanced without leadership. Really, we need leaders. We need leaders. You okay? Leaders are enterprising and forward looking. Nothing improves without leadership. Leaders see potentials in situation and conditions. Nothing is corrected without leadership. Leaders fix errors and solves problems. Effective leaders with character fix errors and solve problems. But when you are the problem as the leader, you can't fix yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Only the
Mm-hmm.
man above can fix you. Yep. All righty. Oh, I'm already at the closing summary. I guess. Listen, this was it just as in those that know me and those that don't know me, I'm passionate about leadership. I really am. And as some of the lesson was saying that we lack in leadership today because of character. And it's because
Mm-hmm.
we as the people are not demanding better. You know what I'm saying? We're not holding them accountable. Regardless if you try to threaten me or fire me, hey, it's on you. It's whatever you sow, you're gonna reap. So we have to be careful. We have to display integrity. We have to be men and women of character.
Well, oftentimes I think too, in thinking about leadership, if I may add,
Mm-hmm.
So many are taught how to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
We can
Mm-hmm.
teach you leadership, we can't teach you character.
Mm, mm,
That's
mm.
something you have to develop on your own. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? But
Mm-hmm.
companies should have, when when you're screening, when you're interviewing these people, that is one of that should be at the top of your list. Their character, their
Mm-hmm.
disposition, or what I'm saying, how they're portraying themselves. Sometimes you gotta, and no, not everybody operates from the gift of the spirit of discernment. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? To
right.
be able to identify, a facade. But one thing I do believe, a bad character, it doesn't take
Mhm.
long for you to identify that. I don't care how good they talk. I don't care how
Right,
good they
right,
look.
right.
There's oftentimes one trip up, or you looking and you can see, you can see straight through the facade. And so that's how so many people are in leadership. You take from where we come from, the federal government and the years
Mm-hmm.
in service. It didn't matter about nothing else. It mattered about the years of service, and oh, they can do the job. That's it. It didn't. Their people skills did not matter. How do
It
you work
didn't.
well? Are you an introvert? Do you even like working with people? Do you, and not even like working with people? How are you leading people? Do you like?
Right.
Do you enjoy? Are you an effective leader? You take a off, and it means lead. How do you
Mm-hmm.
lead
Ooh,
people?
that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's
And so I'm sorry I didn't. Okay, it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes or whatever. But
that's
that
okay.
it's still static and bad too.
Yeah, it's still stagnant. That's okay
Okay, I'm
because
gonna
I'm
stop
gonna
though.
I'm gonna get with Zoom and see what happened, what's going on. Oh,
Okay.
that was good. That is good. When you people, like you say, you take out the ERSLEAD, lead. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta have people skills. You gotta have people skills. And I know leaders that that manage. They know how to manage the work, but they don't know how to lead the people.
They don't know how to lead the people, and it's just like the one of the questions I feel that should be on the top of the list in interviews is, why do you want to be a leader?
Woo! That's good. That's good.
Why?
That's good.
That would
That's
be a
good.
question for my company. Why do you want to be a
Mm-hmm.
leader?
That's it.
It was a question I had just wrote down. So why do you want to be a leader, and what makes you an effective leader?
That's good. That's good. Wow. That's powerful.
True leaders have servants' hearts.
Yes,
You
it.
ain't got a
That's it.
servant
That's it.
heart, then you ain't no true leader.
That's it.
Because a
That's
true
it.
leader serves before you even lead. Come on.
That's
I'm
right.
just
That's
okay. Yeah, okay. I can talk about it, but okay. You
all
can't
right.
serve, you can't lead. You're point
That's
blank in the
right.
period.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
you know.
Yep.
So, amen.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for that. That is some good. That's some good nuggets there. Wisdom. All right, a woman of wisdom. Thank you for sharing, Tia. The ultimate standard, and as we at the closing summary, a legacy of substance. As we conclude our time together, I want to leave you with a fundamental truth. The ultimate measure of our leadership would never be the highest of our platform, but the
Mm,
depth of our foundation.
mm,
We live in a world that is moving incredibly fast, a world
mm,
that constantly rewards actions without thought and celebrate polished exteriors. But a polished exterior without a moral core is nothing more than a smokescreen.
mm,
Look up that word if y'all know what smokescreen is.
mhm, mhm,
True
mhm,
leadership requires an element of competency, effectiveness, and vision, all held together by the gravity of unbroken character. Character, listen, if you ain't heard nothing else I said, our character does matter.
mhm,
Remember the profound reality shared by Dr. Miles Monroe. Nothing changed, nothing advances, and nothing is corrected without leadership. We hold the keys to that transformation.
mm,
Leaders hold the keys to your employees' transformation. When you leave this session today, do not just strive to be a leader who commands a room. Strive to be a leader who anchors it. Choose thought before action. Choose substance over image, because the world has enough character. What it urgently needs right now is leaders. Us, I'm saying us, leading with uncompromising integrity.
Mm.
Let us go out and lead with character. All right. All righty here. Oops. Oh, hold on, computer. Thank you for joining. I look forward to you joining me every Friday at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for a 30-minute recharging our leadership battles. I'm your host, Dr. CJ Lee. That's our website. Please, when you have time, to stop by there and visit. And if you have questions or comments, complaints, I know you ain't got no complaints, but anyway, if you do, send us your email at Wisdom Leadership Academy 3, number 3 at gmail.com, and we will respond back within 24 to 48 hours. I look forward to you joining me next Friday, the Lord say the same, at the same time, right here on Zoom. Tia, you have any last comments?
No, I thank you definitely for the teaching and for the foundation, helping me to build the foundation of, someday stepping in this role,
Uh,
of leadership. And, I believe in taking the time out to learn before stepping in.
mhm. That thought before the action,
It's
which
in the word for a reason. Be slow to
that's right.
speak, quick to listen,
That's it. That's it.
slow,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
And
yeah.
let me take off this. I don't think I hope y'all can see this here. This is one of my I got this at a conference that I went to. Can you see that?
I can't see the writing, but I can see, yeah.
You can't see the writing?
Uh, Never stop learning. Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
And that is so true. Because the world never stopped teaching us. Again, I'm Dr. CJ Lee. I look forward to you again next Friday. Join me at 12 o'clock noon. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day and have a blessed, safe weekend. Thank you for joining me. God bless.
God bless. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Is it still staticky?
Hold on one second. Let me stop the recording.